wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. We're going to do the Hall of Fame here. It looks like they're going to start it out with the Steiners. They got Braun Breaker out there right now.
Yep, looks like he might be inducting his daddy plus his uncle.
I figured they would put that Sharmell in first to get that out of the way, but I'm way off.
Guess I decided she is way important. They did it.
They did it. They're in the Hall of Fame since they're, what, third, fourth best tag team of all time?
That's funny.
All right, Braun Breaker is basically introducing them. Yes. It would be hard to break into this business if you weren't related to somebody.
Right, or,
I mean, he's gifted, but I don't know how gifted he was in college or any of that stuff.
right?
He sounds just like his uncle. Oh, fuck.
That's funny.
He might do some math.
Uncle Scott.
If they're not the greatest, they're top three, like I was
Well,
saying.
there you go.
Because you got to put the Road Warriors
The
up there.
Steiner Brothers. They're getting inducted first, it looks like. Looks like we got Matthew in there with us. Hey, Matthew. Robbie's with us again. Luke is out there, and Janelle Jackson says, what has been your guys' favorite Undertaker movie? I didn't even know he did movies. I have no opinion.
I didn't know he did a movie.
Knowing movies or not, I have no opinion, actually, because I don't know.
Match?
You'd have to ask maybe people in the chat. Maybe people in the chat. I'm sure Luke's probably seen them.
I didn't know he did one.
I didn't know either.
I figured
but
I
if
would have
he
heard of
did,
something. I know Kane did one, where he was the serial killer or something. There's Scott and Rick. Look how crippled these guys are. It's the end of your career right there, you know, going into the Hall of Fame finally. It's weird that Vince would wait this long to put him in, but Scott probably didn't want to be in there. So,
Didn't you
like
say
he
something
said,
like he didn't want to be part of it or something?
yeah, did you hear what he said though? I might make the biggest mistake of my career. Put my uncle on the mic.
Right.
Now you'll hear how their voices are very similar. Scott and his.
I take it that Scott is the one in the glasses or no
Yes.
glasses? In the glasses?
Yeah, his dad's the one without glasses.
Okay.
Where's all my freaks out in Texas?
Matthew says, this is so fucking cool. And Janelle says, my favorite Undertaker moment. It was a stupid autograph. Oh, sorry, Janelle. I was like,
I'm like, I didn't think
movies?
it was in a movie.
I'm sorry. It didn't even look like moments, so I couldn't even have guessed that part. So sorry, hon.
So many good ones. I just remember when I was younger and Paul Bearer would hold up the urn and he would sit up. But I mean, I don't know exact moments, but those were my favorite Undertaker times.
I don't have any Undertaker times because I never watched
You saw
them.
him at the graveyard match and
Yeah,
stuff.
but that's it. Like,
Well,
so
then you
I
know
don't
what to do.
have a favorite because I don't have enough information to say, yeah, from this one to this one, you know, how good his moments were.
First guy you met was Randy Savage. He's probably in the garbage in my cracker wrappers.
Maybe. Naxos, what are you doing?
Every road trip was competition.
I put the whatchamacallits further back so we couldn't get to them. The treats, because there's a few left in there.
Right. He likes to get that last little bit.
Hey, what are you doing? What you doing? Yeah.
Farm fields as far as the eyes can see. Right now it's the Steiner Brothers getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. Pull the van over, he says. Ooh. They did nothing. So Scott Steiner and Randy Savage are in the middle of a field calling cows.
Oh God.
I got some food.
Cows are food?
Anti-social cows.
It says Undertaker was in the Hulk Hogan movie Suburban Commander. Well, there you go. So he was in something. But it's like, haha, where are all my freaks at?
Right. They all come running to Randy.
Luke says, just so I can plan, are you streaming?
He knew those cows.
Luke wants to know if we're going to stream the NXT pay-per-view tomorrow.
I have no idea. I couldn't find anybody to do it with me.
I'm sure I can do it with you.
Nobody likes me. No. Yeah.
Whatever.
He's talking to the younger guys now.
Yes.
Days are long, nights are short, years go by too fast, so have fun. Hard work paid off. Wonder if he's gonna let Rick talk at all. He's not the greatest talker,
Oh.
but I'm sure he's got some notes. See, Scott doesn't have any notes.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I know what I'm saying. I think he's crying a little bit.
He's a little emotional.
Yeah, he's crying a little bit. Marrying his wife.
Aww.
She's always right. She's righter.
Are you taking notes? Just kidding.
Right. Right there. Front row. They're not as old. You get a little bit younger family
Right?
than Rick. Get him, Rick. Oh, oh. You better bark. There's
All of them out there. And we had 4 minutes, you took 3. Luke says, build me a teleporter and I'll come do it with you. Right? This is my favorite Taker moment. It's difficult to pick. His feud with Mankind, teaming up with Kane and Biker Taker were awesome, especially when Biker Taker teamed with Kurt for a match. Oh, well, it was funny. Matthew's like, roof, roof, roof. Oh.
He's like, okay, he lost it.
I love you too, man.
All right. He wanted to thank his brother. Scott named everybody else but his brother. He's like, God damn it, you dick.
He's like, I feel like such an ass. Undertaker moment was actually at the first pay-per-view held in KC after the pay-per-view in KC where Owen Hart died. At the end of the show, his gong rang and he marched to the ring. He took an Owen sign from the crowd, laid it in the ring, and did his kneeling respect to it. In an interview recently, he said he did that because KC got a lot of crap from the wrestling world because of the Owens accident. Which is funny because Owens' accident wasn't even Casey's fault. That was all Vince McMahon right there, cutting corners and being cheap. That's why he died. I want to talk about death. It's on his head and on his hands. Looks like so he wanted to pay tribute to Owen and to the city who showed respect after it happened. Matthew says Scott Steiner is feeling it. LOL. Yes! They are done with their speeches. That's it. Giving us all their shit that might happen.
Steiners are in the Hall of Fame.
Now you can never say, well, they don't. Well, they didn't. Right? Huh. Interesting. Stupendous. Stupendous.
It's a 2-night stupendous. Is that stupidous? Stupendous? Stupidous?
I don't know. Maybe. So who's going to be next on their list of people? Ayla's back in the chat says, hey, and Pico says, you know what? I'm not sugarcoating shit. This Hall of Fame ceremony is bullshit. Scott and Rex Steiner worked for UWF, NWA, WCW before going to work for Vince. Right? So it really shouldn't be a WWE Hall of Fame, right? It should be just a wrestling Hall of Fame at this point.
But they bought WCW. And so they got all their WCW stuff.
People.
Their history.
So it's the TP queen. It's the TP lady. Matthew's like, hiya.
Doing great.
We must have lost Ravi somewhere. Ew, your queen! Your queen!
I will not be listening to this.
Some dumb bitch is talking on the fucking thing.
No, I don't know anything about her personal life. I just know that I could care less. So
me too, because I don't even
now
know
is
these
the
people.
time to talk about food.
Pickle's like, so what does Scott do? He talks about cows. What about working Broadway with Ric Flair? Maybe they're not allowed to say Ric Flair's name. Just kidding. Matthew's like, what did this chick do besides manage Booker T?
Nothing.
She is named after toilet paper. It's quite amazing.
She was a Miss America type contest winner. She was in WCW as like a Nitro girl.
So she did nothing.
I don't think Kimberly Page is in the Hall of Fame.
Why not? If this
And
one
she
can
was
be.
the head of the Nitro girl.
As Luke says, Pickle, I kind of understand your point, but being upset over someone for not giving the speech or expect it's kind of cringe. Because like Rick Steiner was with the Varsity Club, he fought beside Rotundo and Kevin Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, not a word. You know, well, let's put it this way, right? Let's say he had 10 minutes to talk instead. He probably would have named every single person he ever worked with, had the chance to do stuff with, or anything like that. And he had 3. Not even that. He had 4 minutes, and he took up 3 of them. Or the other one does. Scott takes up 3 minutes, and then Rick only gets 1 minute to talk. And they'll probably scoot you off the stage as fast as possible. You know? So when you only have so many minutes to talk, you have to
Hopefully
decide
everybody gets.
what you.
I hope everybody gets 4 minutes, but the Undertaker, they can keep him on a little
Right.
bit longer. But
If this bitch gets more, then that's ridiculous. I would be like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Anyways.
he put worms in her mouth. That's so gross. Watch. There's live worms. Poor girl.
Go wash her mouth out with soap, sweetie. People are like, I disagree. Other HOS speeches have merit and value and sounded like they gave a fuck about their predecessors. Well, I don't know. It's a speech coming from a guy who didn't even want to be in the Hall of Fame. From what I've heard. So, what does that tell you?
I don't care about their speeches, to be honest. I'm just glad what they did for my childhood. They were my favorite tag team. Them and the Road Warriors, obviously.
I don't even know any of these people, so I don't even know who he's thinking, if it really means anything or not. So for me, it's like, I don't give a fuck.
They didn't thank anybody before them,
yeah.
but I don't even know if there was tag teams before them, really. I mean, there was, but as the Midnight Express, maybe the Rock and Roll Express, but not a lot of great tag teams in the 80s.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Matthew says she is a Miss Black America contestant. Forced diversity. Matthew. Uncalled for, sir. They're like, all right, all you guys that wrestled, we need you to hurry up and get in your suits and shit.
Oh, Booker T's little family's right there. That's cute.
And you're stinky. And, get your asses back up there. Oh, he's like, I don't have to go up the regular stairs. He was going to go up the regular stairs to get in there. That's funny. That's pretty funny. P. Cole is like, Travis, really?
Wow.
About the speeches and what you said or about what they do.
I just don't care about the speeches. I mean, it's like the Academy Awards or any other award show. They always try to thank everybody, but
they always miss somebody and you get upset about it, right? Well, they didn't, thank the wardrobe designer who made sure that their, toes were included in their flip-flops. I'm just kidding.
No,
I don't know.
I'm just saying
that there's always going to be somebody missed.
I'm just glad they're in the Hall of Fame. I don't care what they said or how they articulated it. I mean, obviously, Scott was a little bit more selfish, even though he's talking about his son. Mm-hmm. Because Rick thanked Scott, and it was just like, what? And then Scott started crying, of course, because he didn't even think about thanking Rick. So.
Right.
And he's probably saying really about the 80s tag teams, but Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express, the Road Warriors, they were all a little bit older than the Steiners.
Right.
I'm trying to think if there was another big tag team that I'm forgetting. The Four Horsemen, the Minnesota Wrecking Crew.
He made a specific comment about was with the Varsity Club. He fought beside Rotunda and Kevin Sullivan and didn't say a word about them. That's kind of one of the things he said.
Okay, I see what he's saying.
Yeah. So
Kevin Sullivan basically wrote for WCW. He was the guy.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the one that everybody thinks. I mean, the conspiracy people think that he's the one that killed Chris Benoit and his family.
Oh, okay.
He's Kevin Sullivan. He's the Dark Lord. I think he was with Woman First.
Oh.
That's not her real name, but her name was Woman in Wrestling.
Oh.
That's
funny.
That's Chris Benoit's wife.
Oh, okay.
So that's where the conspiracies all come from.
Is because he was with her first, and she got with Chris Benoit, and so in his retaliation, he made sure that they all died.
Right.
Except for one of Chris's sons.
Right, who wasn't there.
Okay. Crazy people.
15 years later, oh, not 15, but like 7-8 years later.
Mm-hmm. Matthew says, haha, Booker was about to wrestle. Well, we see as Finnerooney. And Pucola says, thank you.
Hit him with it.
Matthew says, that's because Big Papa Pump only cares about two things, his freaks and his peaks. Well, it looks like I see it as most wrestlers have lived countless events and moments. Maybe what is really important to them isn't what is important to you. Everyone relates differently to experiences. And at the time, like one of them, he didn't have like notes to write down and spur of the moment stuff. You forget people. I mean, and I don't, like I said, I have no idea. So I can't say whether or not his speech was good or bad. If he missed people or didn't miss people, I mean, that's unfortunate when you're rushed when you're rushed in situations like that and you don't have the time, you tend to, you tend to forget things when you want to say other stuff. Some stuff. But Piccolo says Steiner Brothers faced Doom, Road Warriors, Skyscrapers, some heavy tag teams when they were valued, and not some pleasant tag division where they throw two shitty wrestlers together. Pissant, not some pissant tag division. Like what we have now, I'm gathering. Yeah, I've heard the stories, like the tag teams that they put together back then were very...
I forgot about Doom. That was one of the best tag teams of all time, in my opinion. But people don't even talk about them anymore. But that was Ron Simmons and the Natural Butch Reed. There's some big dudes right there.
That's funny. I wonder why they don't...
That's cool that Piccolo remembers that. I forgot about...
Doom?
The Faces of Doom, yeah. The Skyscrapers were very good also.
Yeah.
It was like Sid Vicious and Dangerous Danny Spivey. That's my childhood right there. These guys were both like 7 foot. I think the Undertaker was on that team for a minute too, but he was Mean Mark Callis.
Right.
I think, but I could be wrong there. But I'm pretty sure he teamed up with those guys at some point in WCW.
People's like, watch other HOF speeches, they have merit. And it could be like what Travis said. He was just being very selfish. I mean, and some people, that's how they go about their acceptance speeches, right? You hear it, and celebrities do it too. Celebrities will do the same type of thing. You have the celebrities that think every single other person, including their gardener, and then you have the celebrities that only think themselves basically for their greatness. I mean, that happens, right? And it's unfortunate. And, and I get where you're coming from, the upset, it's your childhood, and you're looking at like, well, you forgot all these guys that made you who you are. Literally, that's what you're saying. You forgot all the people who made you who you are as the Steiner Brothers, and you didn't include them in thanking them for helping you become, a great tag team. So, yeah, I get it. And I understand being passionate about it. Like, as Luke says, wow, people are really raging. But, yeah, I don't really consider it raging. It's just being passionate like I do. I mean, it's when you feel that strongly about something, there's, and it's just you want to get your opinion, your point across. And I understand that. I totally get where you're coming from. It would make you upset if those people weren't included in something you felt that they should be included in. And that's on their, that's on them. That doesn't downplay what those other tag teams did, right? It doesn't downplay how they may have helped the tag divisions or helped other wrestlers later on, or may have helped you or something. I mean, yeah, I know I'll get to it. Anyways, Luke says, Luther's right. Could you imagine longtime wrestlers like Flair, Hogan, and Taker thinking every one speech would be like 10 hours? And it was like, Duluth was passionate once. I remember that stream. It was scary, wasn't it? It was very, very scary. Very scary stream for everybody. She's still yakking. How long are we at? 3 minutes? Okay. Matthew says, is Sable in the Hall of Fame?
No.
Mm-mm.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Luke's like rolling on the floor laughing, right, Ayla? Piccolo's all polite about his passion. I'm like, oh, fuck him. Goddamn stupid fucking bastards. That's what you call passion. Do you have it? Do you think you have it? It looks like I think they saved that clip. Yeah, Travis did. He literally took that clip out of that whole live stream, made it its own thing, and called it Passion. Do you have it? It was that whole fucking show where they were stuck in Saudi Arabia. And the stupid NXT people took over. I was so mad. And I don't even know what's going on, but I'm all mad about it. Because, like, watch how Taker will do it. I'm no expert, but I bet he'll tell you something about his dance partners in the ring.
A few of them, but not all, I bet.
It looks like Sable personally chose not to be in the Hall of Fame, right? Where a lot of them will.
Maybe she'll go in with Brock, since they're married.
Right. She's like, I don't want to be in the Hall of Fame yet. It makes me feel old. right, bitch, you gotta stop talking, toilet paper lady. So this is where I don't agree with what they did. Okay, here, Picola, this is a prime example of what I said before. If they give everybody 4 minutes, then it's fair. But if somebody takes over that time, which this bitch just fucking did.
I think they did too. I think they're fine.
But they didn't take over that much time.
I bet you they went 5 minutes.
Do you think they went 5? But
well,
I mean, really,
we're at
right? I didn't listen to this stupid kind. I don't know her. I don't know you. I don't care about you. And
I'm not going to call her names.
Dumbass. I don't care. She is toilet paper to me. Her name is literally toilet paper. Matthew's like, I want to see a spinneroonie.
Me too. But it's her night, not his. 5 time.
He is not going to do that. She's in a nice, pretty dress, as Matthew mentioned earlier. Has an awesome dress. And he is in a tux. So it's not going to happen.
5 minutes and 50 seconds is what she did. I timed it.
Luke says, of course Taker will. That's who he is. But the point is, that's not how Steiner is. I get in trouble for expecting the same thing from everyone, but that's not fair because people have different values. Ayla, toilet paper skank. That's right. Toilet paper skank. Sharmell. Fuck. I hear that name and I'm like, is there toilet paper involved? I think there's it's a new brand of toilet paper I don't know about. Looks like usually the HOF speeches get longer as the show goes on. Matthew says, fuck that, we get Booker T, but no spinneroonie. I want a refund.
Right.
Well, okay, Luke, so if that's the case, I really seriously think that if a tag team goes out there, right, they should get 4 minutes for each person.
Now they got to do that Shad guy next, the Warrior Award.
Yeah.
I would hope. Get that out of the way.
And then who else is going in?
Vader.
Okay.
Undertaker.
That's it, right?
And Shad, yeah.
Okay, so, yeah. Pickle says, I wish I had a nickel every time I heard the TP joke. Do you? Do you? Yeah, because I mention it a lot every time. Don't worry, after this, I probably won't say it ever again because I won't remember, and I'm not going to probably remember. As Ayla said, I'd have 1 nickel. Matthew's like, Vader will be next. You think Vader's going to be next?
Do you guys remember when Vince dropped the N-word on live TV? It was to Booker and Sharmell, or whatever her name is.
TP Skank. The toilet paper skank. That's interesting.
Well, not to them. It was to John Cena, but they were standing there, and they're like, what?
Luke says, I don't know the rules of how they do it. I just know that usually the last inductee goes at least 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. Pickle says, okay, so Travis, what was the coolest thing about Vader?
Okay. Just his size and his agility. Okay. Just his size. I don't know why that would happen. So he says it right there. Okay. So he drops the N-word right here. Right there. Now look. Look at their faces.
They're trying to be all like,
Booker don't care. Booker's the one that came out and said, you need to forgive Hulk Hogan. Why everybody was being all mean.
Right?
He's like,
bastard, how dare he say that word?
He's like, I've been on the road with the dude for years. If he was racist, I would have known it.
Right? Matthew says, Vinnie Mac to Booker, what's up, my...
Okay, it is. It's
LOL.
Shad next. And then Vader, and then boom, we're done.
I can listen again. I don't know any of these people. I just do want to listen.
Yeah, they were in a. He was in a group called Crime Time.
Crime Time.
They weren't very great. You know, they're top 300 of all time or something.
Right. It was like, at least she can be trusted to clean a butt. Right? Piccolo says his Japan entrance, remember his shoulder pad thingy? That would steam and smoke. So intimidating.
He would check it off and lay it down. Yeah, I loved Vader. Oh, God. Did you see that? He went to kiss his wife, and the dog, like, attacked his face.
Oh. That's funny.
Good dad. This is sad. Sad times.
Double good. That's funny.
Oh, now he's cuddling with the dog. Dog finally took to him.
Got a whole bunch of animals. Like 3 or 4 dogs and a cat.
His historic final act.
Sad. Oh, tell Alexa to stop. She's out there.
Alexa, stop.
9 p.m. alarm stopped on 17.
Let's see. As Luke says, but I have a feeling Taker's won't be long. He's not known for his long speeches, lol.
Yeah, they might try to get this done pretty quick.
Yeah. Matthew says, Vinnie Mac to Booker, what's up? And
We were
then-
2 down in a half hour.
Yeah. Ayla says, at least she can be trusted to clear her butt. Oh, I read that. And Matthew says, the coolest thing about Vader is his time. It's time, it's Vader time. Ooh, shit, I met this guy in Iraq when WWE came to visit us. That's cool.
It's Vader time.
No. Luke says, Crime Time was more known for their on-camera hijinks than wrestling. They were funny as hell. Pickle says, see, I do have the best NWA WCW memories. I forgive my heroes for not giving a shit about those glory days. It was like, you okay with that, Lisa? Just checking. Pickle's
That's
like,
the
I'm
Ultimate
alright.
Warrior's wife here. They start the music when she's halfway down to the ring.
Dana Warrior?
He changed his name to the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, Lord. Jesus Christ, you poor woman. Well, my last name's now Warrior, you asshole.
I'm not changing mine. Keep it my maiden name.
Like, what the hell, you wacko?
The Ultimate Warrior's wife.
It was like, hey, chat hug. Kato's in the chat. Hey, Kato.
Hey, Kato.
Says, what's the induction ceremony on?
It's on Peacock. Peacock.
Matthew says,
Right now, the
she was
Ultimate
awesome.
Warrior's
Shake
wife's
the
in there.
ropes.
Right? Well, that's tough.
Right?
Right, they're introducing him. Or his family.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they're doing it.
Pickle says. For like the bicycle tassels he would wear around his biceps.
Oh, yeah. We all did it. If you're from that era at all, when you were a kid.
Matthew's like, later, Eli, have a good night. I don't think she's leaving, Matthew, but okay.
I would sit in the mirror when I was a kid and flex for hours. Every time Hulk Hogan would win a match, after the match, he would do a pose down for like 15 minutes.
The deep, dark secrets of Travis's childhood. Oh, my God!
Be like... I did it for hours.
Somebody come get me.
Forever.
It was like, night, Matthew, and people says, night, John Boy. Matthew, are you leaving for the night, hon?
Why is everybody leaving?
Well, it's late for someone.
Nobody is leaving before the Undertaker.
It's 11 Eastern time for Matthew. He might have to work tomorrow. Matthew's like, I'm not leaving. See, like
Nobody's leaving.
who the fuck's
Good
leaving?
night.
Ayla's not leaving that I know of. She's just
We're going to bed in 2 hours, guys. Good night.
she's just hugging people in the chat. That don't mean she's leaving.
It probably is true, by the way. He would have saved anybody. It just happened to be his kid.
Yeah.
Pause for cheers. There's people in the
People's
people
like,
in the back are like,
Traffic, LMAO.
I ain't clapping for that.
What about traffic? Oh yeah, the traffic. For your going to bed, huh? You're leaving. Just traffic.
Brooklyn.
It's gonna happen when she's not alive to do it anymore.
Oh my God, she isn't. 30 years from now.
I don't know. She looks all wrinkly.
Oh my God, she's a woman.
Her arms are very wrinkly.
Is this his wife?
Yes.
A little bit of a smoke show. They
not
just
sure.
left her. She's like, I am in Hills.
He's like, oh, sorry. She's like, it's all right. I needed a catwalk by myself. It was like, slow mode is extra slow. I'm not leaving it, just that old fat Lisa could use a hug. I thought that. And Matthew says, Ayla said, K chat hug. I thought she was leaving. I don't know. Travis gonna turn slow mode off as long as you guys aren't crazy. Just kidding.
Well,
People's
how long do I have it on, guys? I didn't even look. I bet it's on 60 seconds.
Maybe.
Let me go fix that.
Oh, okay. Because like, she looks like Dana Brooke, but better.
An upgrade.
Sophie's like, I don't know. I didn't know that you were doing a live stream for this. Well, we decided to. Sophie.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. I usually change that, but I was in a hurry to set that up. There. Oh my gosh.
You could probably almost just turn it off.
1 full minute. Oh, it's such dick move, Travis.
Let's just turn it off for now. There's not very many people in here anyways. There, we'll just turn it off.
That's terrible.
Matthew's like, LOL. I hope they got that kid some therapy. You know what I mean? Because
You killed
could
your
you
dad,
imagine
damn it.
that guilt that you might feel? Heidi the Staten Islander says, I haven't heard that theme song in about a decade.
It's been a minute.
It was like, it's like 50 seconds or something. My God. Haha, Matthew, do you need a hug? And Matthew's like, the chains have been broken. So he's like, Scott Steiner sounded pretty normal. It was
Who
like, don't
doesn't
spam
tell
her out.
me? Nobody in there tells me. They're just like, host their new rules.
The rules. You gotta wait a fucking minute before you can say anything else, you bitches. Oh, Piccolo's like, I play it every day when I'm ready to pump out 3 seconds. Fucking Piccolo. Looks like 60 seconds is a requirement for what Sophie is saying. Someone's like, Samoa Joe is now all elite. Luke's like, oh my fucking god, seriously, Sophie, stop. But he's like, oh my fucking god, Luke. I was like, please, it's a ceremony, Sophie, just kidding, talk your talk. What you doing?
Trying to.
Why are you moving things around? Why are you
Are you
changing
not
stuff?
seeing it?
What's going on?
Shad was not a hero.
It's because you're a Microsoft Edge, my friend.
That matters somehow.
Mm-hmm. You have to do it on every single thing, on every single one of your, whatever you call them.
I did it with Fox.
Yeah, but you were probably in Google.
I was in the same one. I had 2 windows open in that.
Let's see. Yeah, so if the Ring of Honor pay-per-view is finally over, cool. It looks like so. Seriously, stop. Seriously, please stop. Okay. Everybody needs to just chill. Let's let people be people. I will make Travis turn on the slow mode again if we have a problem. And then everybody can be put in timeouts. Everybody. Yes, that one.
Well, I'm asking if I'm spelling it right.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, she just Shad's wife is out there just talking. Their son's out there with her and stuff. Just giving a definition. What he told his son to do. That he should be a sheepdog and not a wolf. You're a sheepdog. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, she gonna cry. Here comes. Gonna cry. She gonna cry. It's happening. Looks like we are here for WWE Hall of Fame. Nothing else. It was like I'm trying to comment on the chat. Is like, absolutely not. You got 45 more seconds. I was like, this man saved cats and trees and left a penny, but never took a penny. Sophie's like, okay, what are your thoughts about the Hall of Fame? So far, it's fine, I guess. It was like, Sophie, do you have ADHD? Sophie's like, when I'm watching wrestling alone, I go in random wrestling watch-alongs and see you Monday. All right, Sophie. See you Monday. Marley's like, what are your thoughts on the Hall of Fame, Sophie? People's like, don't make me pull over. Looks like nice, Sophie. Nadula's in the chat. Hey, Nadula says, man, it is great to see Undertaker in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, a lot of people are happy it's happening. We're just seeing Shad Gaspard's family receive the Warriors trophy. So.
Yep. 3 down.
She gave a very, very touching speech about her husband and what kind of a man he was.
Crime time.
And that's now over. Says I like it. It seems much quicker than the last few years.
It seems like it's moving along. 3 down. We got Vader and the Undertaker left. It looks like.
Let's see. People's like, fuck son. He's got a name. Matthew's like, if anyone causes slow mo to come back in the chat, let it be clear that they will rest in peace. Taker's tongue. People's like, yep, the mascara is not for tearing. I was like, I'm a spam this beach. Matthew's like, hello, spam with the eggplant. Sophie's like, who is inducting Vader? Don't know. It was like, I'm a spam
Vince.
with everything I got.
Vader. I don't know who's doing Vader. Undertaker's going to be Vince, but.
Yeah, I don't know who's doing Vader. I don't think they ever really said anything. When they release who's going in the Hall of Fame, they'll always say who's inducting them. Matthew says, Sophie, it'd be cool if it was Mick Foley. I know Matthew had said that before. So says the Hall of Fame used to have more inducted than 4 people like this year. You know, it's funny though, Sophie. Some of them probably didn't want to be inducted and take away from Undertaker, right? Because he retired and they wanted to have a big thing for him and stuff like that. And a lot of guys that would have been inducted in the Hall of Fame, like Batista, he put it off because he's like, I kind of don't want to be inducted during the pandemic, for one. And then a lot of them probably don't want to be inducted before Undertaker.
Batista wants to go on last. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. Matthew's like, cock. And Nadula says, it is Mick Foley, Sophie. And Matthew says, cock-a-doodle-doo. They're coming for you. It was like, just kidding. I don't want to spam. Y'all like to eat spam. Crap's gross. I love spam.
She does.
Spam is delicious, especially with ramen. That shit's like bussin'.
They're like, let's put commercials on.
That's awesome. Yeah, they're just giving highlights of what's going to happen during WrestleMania. It looks like Edge and AJ caps, highlights,
oh
recaps.
Yeah, a lot of concertos.
People's like, I got to do a bump in the bathroom real quick. Let me know when it's back on.
He's got to powder his nose.
He's got to powder his nose. And he's like, so Batista going into the Hall of Fame next year since they are going to be in LA. I have no idea when he's going. I just know that he was inducted into the Hall of Fame during the pandemic times, like 19, 20, 21, whenever. And he didn't want to do it, one, because there was no audience, for one. And then 2, all of a sudden Undertaker was in the Hall of Fame and he didn't want to be during him. So there you go. It was like nosebleeds in Fat Lisa's bathroom. Luke's like, spam is awesome. Spam is very awesome. Matthew says, my dad tried to feed me that once as a kid. Spam is gross. You guys didn't grow up poor enough. It looks like entreat meat. I never had the off-brand. My mom always just bought spam. So Matthew's like, spam is huge in Hawaii. Matthew, it's not just huge in Hawaii, it's very huge in Korea also. Spam is like a big thing in the cuisine of Koreans, South Koreans especially. It's pretty big in some other Asian countries, like Japan eats it a lot too. Not as much as Korea. And yes, it's very, very big. What you'll find in Hawaii is you'll find spam and Reese's peanut butter cups. Like, those are the 2 biggest things.
Vader.
Because of wars, by the way. It's because of the wars.
It is Vader time. He's going to say, what time is it? Look
Vader.
at his watch.
Batter.
See.
It's time! It's time, she says. Toasty marshmallow out there. Sophie says most of the people that could have inducted Vader are part of an AEW now. It was like, just buy some ham and some salt. So it was like, we know The Rock is going into Hall of Fame at some point. It was like, the ham and salt, not the same.
The Rocky Mountain Mastodon. Just so athletic.
Big bokeh pummel you down guy.
It's what they should do with Dewdrop's character.
I fear no woman and no pain.
There it is. The headgear.
So it's like, we know The Rock is going to the Hall of Fame at some point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask if he was already in there. I wasn't sure if he had already been inducted.
And he says, then blend the salted ham into a goo and put it in a can. It looks like I was spaghetti poor. Which is hilarious because we didn't even get pasta. Sophie says, too bad Vader isn't alive to be inducted.
I know. He died in, what, 19? Did you hear that Nikki Bella really was excited to hear him give his Hall of Fame speech?
Yeah, she was really excited to hear him give his speech.
She's like, "Oh, I'm looking forward to it." It's like he's been dead for like 3 years.
She's like back in Saudi Arabia time. Matthew's like, Taker's gonna have like 30 minutes. It looks like, yes, Matthew is spam, will freeze it and chew on it. Pico is like, yes, the Rockers are Hall of Fame worthy. Pico says, oh, did you see it? Did you see it? Yes, the Mastodon. I don't know what that is.
The headgear?
I guess. Mastodon? Is that what it is?
I don't know. He's the Mastodon.
Oh.
Look
maybe
at
that's what it
look
is.
at that.
Did you see it? Yes, it's the Mastodon.
There it is. I showed it there.
Matthew says, seriously, Travis, drop as a female Vader would be awesome.
Dude, right?
Sophie says Gable Steveson is on the stage with all the superstars. Pico says, no, I won't calm down, LOL. It was like, isn't spam expensive? It wasn't.
I have no idea how much spam cost.
Nowadays, it's almost $3 a can. But before, it used to be the cheap stuff.
What time is it? It's Vader time. Leon White.
His name is Leon White.
Don't listen to Leon. He's never left the North Pole. He's a snowman. She looks like Suzanne Summers.
Oh, right? Just a little toastier.
No.
Oh, her. Oh, I didn't know. They don't have it up there. I wasn't even looking there. I'm looking up here.
Vader.
What's her name?
I don't remember.
Oh.
I don't listen enough to pay attention to that. There's Gabe Severson right there. Austin Theory. Randy Orton.
Jesse White. Is that his name?
I think so. Something.
Deborah. That was her name.
Oh,
Deborah.
that's what I thought, but I didn't want to say that. Like Deborah McMichaels type.
Nadula says, guys, I have some breaking news. His official Samoa Joe is all elite.
Boom! Another
has-been. Fantastic.
What?
Good job, all elite. You do it, you dumb assholes. So it was like, remember when the Hall of Fame used to take place around in places before they did this thing with the ring?
I think so. I don't remember. I've only watched like 3 of these, and they were on stages back when I watched it. So.
Right?
But I remember they did one not too long ago, and Bret the Hitman Hart got attacked by a fan.
Natalia's like, ah! She was all in a dress and shit. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I watched them with
Like
that.
the FTR like attacked the dude.
Yeah. Natalia was attacking him. I think she attacked him first. The guy. I'm pretty sure.
Well, she probably tried to help her dad. I'm sure he could still kick somebody's ass. It's Vader time. Woo!
Piccolo says, wow, stop. Matthew says everything is expensive due to political stuff I won't discuss. Piccolo says we don't need more breaking news people. Thanks. So he's like, who? And Ayla's like, spam is fancy people's food. Piccolo's like, spam is better than sardines.
I like sardines.
Fact, Fally says. So it's like, where is Mick Foley? Maybe he's home.
Yeah, I don't see him, so they're going quick because they aren't. Maybe they're gonna bring him out next or something.
Maybe they don't have a lot of stuff to say.
What?
I bet it's hard because it's almost like he died again and you have to talk about his life.
Uh-huh.
It would kind of make you relive a whole bunch of that stuff. It'd be really weird. Looks like Natty FTR, Rhonda, and her boyfriend beat Brett's attacker down. Rhonda's boyfriend got the kill shot, busted the dude's nose. Piccolo says, I think in my lifetime I ate a whole swimming pool full of sardines. Yuck. I will say yuck too, but I don't eat that kind of stuff. So it was like, you knew once AEW signed William Regal that Samoa Joe wouldn't be far behind. Matthew says Mick Foley was put in a casket by the Undertaker.
Dong.
It was like, I like Caesar salad that has sardines. I think no, it doesn't.
I don't know any of that, but
unless the dressing itself does, but it doesn't have anything like that. It has Roman lettuce and croutons and Parmesan cheese, and then some kind of like vinaigrette dressing thing on it, a Caesar dressing that's like vinaigrette based or something.
So I had heard people eat it before, right? I heard people order it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at a restaurant. I was at Perkins, and I'm like, I'm gonna order a Caesar salad in a bread bowl. This is in high school.
Yeah.
So I ordered it, and they brought it out. I took one bite, and it was the most disgusting thing I'd ever eaten that ever went into my mouth. It was so disgusting. So I've never had Caesar salad since high school. And it was one bite. And I was like, yeah, nope. Never even had a bread bowl again.
Well, there you go.
Like, it warped me.
But Piccolo's going to say, I'll read his in a second.
Oh, it's there. The headgear. They brought it. Vader time.
Was that something he wore?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't know. So I have to ask. Let's see.
I thought it was going to blow steam. That's dumb.
Oh, I like Caesar salad. Blue is in the chat, says I miss Razor. Matthew says, ew, sardines. I know that singers are used because of its salt content. Sophie says the crowd seems to be dead. I know they had to sit through 2 hour SmackDown in this. Piccolo says, as a cook, Ayla's right. Some chopped up sardines is in homemade Caesar dressing. Well, there you go. Probably why I'll never eat it. And it's gross anyways. It was like, Sophie, you should make YouTube videos about odd things and facts. The dressing, I think, has sardines. And Sophie says, I don't want to be on camera. Piccolo's like, that's so awesome.
All right, well, it's going to be Undertaker time.
Piccolo's like, I'm popping. And Sophie says, I don't know how to do voiceovers. It was like, me either. Just an idea. You don't make children cry.
Sasha Banks does, though.
You don't make children cry.
Woo!
Yeah, you're watching and you don't.
Stone Cold doesn't have the guts to show up to
He doesn't
WrestleMania.
have any guts.
Well, he doesn't want to fly to Texas. If he wanted to be in Texas, he'd live there. He sold his house, which was, I think it was 3,000 square feet in Los Angeles, for $3.5 million. I'm like, oh my gosh, real estate has changed. Here, that house is close to $1 million, you know. We're nowhere near that much. There's Rikishi. He got a big old boat.
I wonder if they gave him 2 seats.
Welcome back. Look at all the tombstones. It's time. Wait, hold on. That was the last guy.
Dong.
You guys.
Oh, you guys are excited.
Get
now.
Ready.
Looks like
Everybody's standing up. Look at the tombstones in the back. If somebody was standing in front of me and put that up, I will punch him in the back of the head.
Right, you're trying to see. You're like, God damn it, you asshole. Looks like Sophie could do 24/7 streams since she runs out of stuff to talk about. Sophie says WWE's Evil is awesome. Watch, hopefully they get a season 2. I thought they already were doing season 2. Matthew says it fits Ayla when a fancy restaurant makes the salad in front of a table. They make the dressing per serving and they crush a sardine or 2 into the bowl to mush up. Sophie says Luke must have been a hall monitor in school since he sucks up all the fun. Because of Sophie, which episode was your favorite? Ayla's like, I love it though. Hate just sardines. Jordan eats them by the can. Gross. It's funny, Ayla, 20-something years ago, when I was with this one person, they had a friend, and he would get really drunk. And he loved to eat fucking barbecue pork skins with sardines on them. It was the most disgusting smell in the entire universe. It was so bad. I was like, what is wrong with you? It was yucky caca. People want to know, Sophie, which episode was your favorite? It was like, I love it though. Hate the sardines. Pico says, look, Rikishi Fatu is behind KO. It's Travis pointed him out too. Sophie's like, I don't have a favorite episode. I like the entire series. You, Matthew says, Worcestershire sauce has sardines. It does not have sardines. Yes, it does. It does have one of those sardines. I've read the ingredients, but not enough to make me. It doesn't taste like fish. It looks like Sophie. Now that's just rude. I wasn't a hall monitor. Too busy being on the football team and ROTC because of my height and size. Pepper Owens is like, Pico says he lived 5 minutes away from us here. Really? That's crazy.
This is when he was the biker taker.
Pico also says, of course, Sasha. Matthew says, enter the dead man. Matthew's like, I've got chills. It was like, I picture Luke being short. I know Luke's about to yell at me. I'm 8 foot tall, you little twat. God, I get it, but imagine him short. Sophie's like, they had many chances to induct the Undertaker, and he could get inducted again this time with Kane. Luke says, Ayla, you hear that? I suck up all the fun. Ayla's like, you do, you little punk suckered you. Matthew's like, WWE spent money on Metallica. Luke says, Ayla, why are you joking on the hate train with Sophie for me? So we're like, how many YouTube channels are you modding for tonight? Ayla's like, I don't know. I put Ed Suckered, fun sucker. Looks like that's really no business of no one's business, Sophie. It was like, look, I honestly do picture you short. I can't help it. I have a mental image of everyone I can't see. So like, someone from the Foo Fighters died this past week. Matthew says every party has a pooper. That's why we invite you to the party pooper.
Who's the Foo Fighters? I forgot.
What songs did they sing?
Name me a song.
Pickle says, I've seen a Facebook post where they said the Undertaker and Kane storyline was the greatest storyline ever. Do you agree, Travis? They said the Undertaker and Kane storyline was the greatest storyline ever. Do you agree?
I'm sure there's some pretty good ones. I just can't think of any right offhand. I'm on the moment.
Luke thinks it was because the storyline literally lasted almost their whole careers.
Yeah, anytime they do that, that's great. Because the brothers of destruction or wherever they were. I'm your eyes when you must steal.
Matthew says Taker and HBK Hell in a Cell. And Sophie says Stone Cold and Vince was the greatest feud. What do you think, Travis?
The greatest feud? The greatest feud right now, I don't know if you call it greatness, but the best feud right now is Charlotte and Becky. Then you back up and you'd have to say there's a lot of good feuds. Hogan Andre in the late 80s. Basically, back then there was a lot of factions. So I'm trying to think who else was in a big feud. They kind of keep their storylines moving along, so I'm trying to think of the ones in the 90s. I mean, obviously, Stone Cold and The Rock. Very popular ones. Here comes Vince.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? I bet you nobody cuts him short.
No, he won't get cut short.
Time.
There's like a light blinking in his face. Some songs, Pico says, My Hero, The Pretender, Everlong, All My Life, Learn to Fly.
What kind of music is it? A Hero makes me think of Enrique Iglesias.
Who says David Grohe, the drummer for Nirvana, started Foo Fighters? Matthew says Foo Fighters songs, Everlong, my favorite song of theirs. Sophie says about Bailey and Sasha. Luke says, I disagree, Sophie, it was great, but not great. Not as great and long as the Brothers of Destruction story. Excuse me.
Vince's favorite night of the year. Look at that tie. A little Gucci.
Interesting.
What's the over-under on his suit being $12,000?
Over.
I'm thinking that too. I think that tie alone's probably $2,000 because it's Gucci.
There's no way it's not something like that.
It's silk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this says, to be fair, Sophie is one of the most people I've talked to. I mean, I met her in real life. I wouldn't, you know, I like Luke. I'm just teasing him. Because, like, Taylor Hawkins was only 50, not sure if it was natural causes, etc. They are in the music industry. And,
Look at all the takers behind him. It's kind of creepy.
and they died of possible not natural causes. Matthew says the video for Everlong is great because Dave Grohl's had enlarges and he bitch slaps people. Okay. Dave Grohl's had enlarges. I don't know what that means. But it's like, no chance in hell. It just does Luke live in Idaho? And he was like, oh, the typos, I'm completely sober. Matthew's like, so fucking cool. Because there's no Travis, I'll send you some clips. It says, yes, Sophie, Luke lives in my shed. Oh, that's awesome. Looks like, to be honest, I think Taker had the best feuds because a lot of the feuds went for months or even years. Matthew says, Ayla, make me a Claire's. Looks like, Sophie, do you not listen or live in Ireland? It's Idaho. They have potatoes too. It's fine. It looks like Matthew sent me 10Ks. It's like Vince doesn't induct that many people before tonight. I don't remember the last person he inducted into the Hall of Fame.
He'd probably do Stone Cold too.
Pickle says, according to JVD, Ayla lives in the basement. In his basement specifically. It was like Ireland.
He's naming a lot of people. Calm. Uh-oh. What about Brock? And The Rock.
He didn't wrestle you, though? That's weird. It's like my Ayla wouldn't doubt that
Just
someone lives
to
in
name
your
a few.
shed and under the stairs of your basement. It looks like Sai. It was like we all live on the same plot of land except Sophie. It's like Faker Taker. So he's like, by the time Taker enters the ring, it will be midnight my time. Matthew says, Vince is big money. Ravi's back in the chat. Yo, big up. Did you wake up from your nap? You didn't try to kill yourself in the bathtub again, did ya? Pickle's like, oh, Brian Lee played the fake Undertaker. I guess. Or that says, Sophie, wanna move on our limb? We're a free-thinking people who grow our own food and make our own clothes. So I was like, no and no things. So I was like, Sophie, join us. Pickle's like, do you guys churn your own butter? Totally. Don't you know?
I wouldn't. I'd try it. How do you do it? With cream?
Hmm?
We should buy some. We should try it.
Matthew says, holy shit, Vinnie Mac making the list for The Undertaker. Holy shit, that was awesome. Matthew says, be one with us, Sophie. It was like, Yes, Fat Lisa. Don't you remember? You live here too, silly Lisa.
One of us.
Matthew's like, in 2032, we leave.
There's an asteroid. We're going to try to catch
Sophie
it.
says you guys marry your own cousins. Feels like, what's a cousin? Looks like Taker and Vince did wrestle. Kane and Taker even broke Vince's ankle. Ouch. Is he talking about his Saudi Arabia
No.
parades? Oh. Oh. Obviously, it's D. Why would I do that? Oh, I don't know. You almost did it the other night. Just figured that's where you wear it. Looks like Sophie, you're starting to get rude. It looks like we're all sisters and brothers here. Yeah. Matthew's like, oh, we're friends. Nicole's like, that's right. I live in Pin 15. At least you get a pen. Fucking Luke has to live in the Ireland shed. Can you imagine? It looks like, so Travis, you can make butter with heavy cream. Just keep mixing it. Pico's like, ha, I spelled pen 15. Matthew's like, I'm my father. It looks like that's not Lisa. Oh, God, you guys. We are trying to listen to Vince McMahon talk about The Undertaker right now, you guys. Ugh, seriously.
Lots of integrity. There's a lot of integrity here.
Intestinal fortitude.
Vince is like, I don't stop talking for people to clap. They started clapping. He's like, you rude fucking people. That's because he started there. Come on, Vince.
Krisher Bagal is in the chat. Hey, Krisher says,
Hey.
welcome back. Welcome back to you, too.
Woo!
Robbie says, Ayla, the most shameless person in the chat. You're not allowed in our little group of Idaho.
Did he just say what? What?
I think he was listing things, and then he's paused there like, what?
Yeah. Stone Cold stuff. Vince is different than the Tony Khans of the world.
Right.
Like Tony Khan would have had him escorted out by security or something.
Mm-hmm.
Vince is like, Mom, good. Love. Like Harry Potter. Dumbledore.
Mm-hmm. Robbie says, what is Vince chatting about now? The Undertaker.
Just the Undertaker and the love of wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Piccolo says it's nice to see
Here he
the old man,
comes.
but can we move it along? It's happening, Piccolo.
It's happening right
It's
now.
happening.
3, 2, 1. Lights will probably
Everybody's
go
gonna
out and you're going to
stand
see
in
a
awe.
dong. Or hear a dong, sorry.
You're going to see it. You're going to see that big old dong. It's going to happen, everybody. It was like, I have shame, but I'm learning from the land, and my brothers and sisters were out here doing mother's job. We are
There it
one.
is. Lights went out.
Join us. Robbie's like, how long is Hall of Fame? As long as it needs to be. Krisher Bagal says, now say a bottle of water.
Dong.
Matthew says, for Vince to induct Undertaker is the best. Vinnie
It
Mac is like the officer and Taker was like the sergeant of the WWE locker room. Laughing my fucking ass off, I'll have the Undertaker come out and kick your ass.
Right.
I was like, Sophie, you can have pen 37. He's like, I sleep in a tree, Sophie. Robbie's like, great, thumbs up. All right, Luke, the Undertaker's coming out now.
Here he comes.
He's coming. Sorry, Luke. You're not able. I hope you found a way to be able to watch this, my man. He says, I just cleaned 37. What an unfortunate accident. It's good to know, Matthew. Kushur says, love from India, occupied Kashmir.
Hey, thanks for joining us. Make sure you
joining
subscribe,
us,
boss.
friend. We appreciate it. Yeah, we're just watching the Hall of Fame right now. Watching the Undertaker come down.
Here he comes.
McMahon inducted him into the Hall of Fame. It is. The rest of the show is about him.
It is. Once he's done talking, it's over.
Yes. As Piccolo says, okay, I won't chat. I will listen to the dead man's speech. It was like Tree King Matthew. Matthew's like fire. Rob is like, Ayla needs to be locked up in pen 37 with Sophie. It looks like, nope, just living vicariously through you guys. Well, I'll try to tell you. His song's playing. He's slowly walking
Yeah, here
down
he's out.
there.
Everything's blue. It's supposed to be black, I think, but it's all blue because of the light. There's a big moon in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's coming up, and he's going to walk up the steps.
Yep.
It's very blue, but you know what I'm talking about. It's dark, but blue light.
But they can see.
Yeah. Vince is up there with him.
Giving
Gives him a
hug.
big hug. He said, I love you. And he said, I love you too. He's got a headpiece on.
Yep. So he can walk around.
Oh, he's already crying.
Oh, no, he's
Undertaker is
crying.
already crying.
Undertaker is crying. It's very, very emotional.
He said, I love you, and then he started crying.
It was like, Matthew, don't mention what happened in 37. Matthew's like, Robbie, that's how the accident in 37 occurred. It was like, it's fine. Lance from Pen 37 is fine. He's fine. He's with his mother. Matthew's like father and son.
Woo! He's all choked up. He's doing his deep breathing.
Yep.
Undertaker.
Thank you, Taker.
Oh, is it thank you?
Taker. Or it might be Undertaker. But a lot of people have thank you, Taker.
Yeah.
Up, so.
I think it's thank yous.
It was like we should actually buy some land. Probably. I want some goats and a llama. I was like, Matthew, you know Ayla is one big accident. Is she though? We're not worthy.
Wayne's World. Excellent. His hair thinned, so he shaved it with it, and so it's a big V on top of his head. It's awesome.
That's funny.
See it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a widow's peak.
Right?
That ends at his neck.
Weird one. I was like,
The crowd's still going nuts.
Matthew says, Robbie, we needed a weapon. The crowd is still going crazy, Luke. They're just being so excited. They're
oh,
standing.
he's crying.
He's gonna cry.
Look at him. He's like quivering.
His chin is quivering.
The crowd's going nuts. Everybody's clapping and chanting his
Randy
name.
Orton's laughing and pointing at him.
So his eyes are swelling up, and here we go.
It's like, those sound fun. We can all be family with goats and butter. It's like, oh, let's build a compound Waco style. Robbie's like, yes, we defo did, Matthew.
Did you notice Bianca Belair was in tears? She's feeling it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's just sopping wet face.
That's kind of weird, but okay.
It's probably very emotional there. Look at him.
I'll make the just in case.
Anytime you see a guy that's like 6'7" crying, it's a badass.
Right. And this is why nobody else wanted to be inducted at the same time as The Undertaker, everybody. Now you know why a lot of people didn't
deserve
want
it.
to.
They saved their energy for this one.
Yeah. A lot
Electric.
of big fans of him.
Look at him here in the future. He's crying so bad he can't even
Function.
get together.
He's like, I can't talk. I don't know what to say. Is he gonna finally maybe say something?
No.
He's still
walks off
very
again.
emotional.
Yeah, see, he still hasn't talked. In the future. See, he walked off again. Another little kid dressed up like him.
I was like, Ayla, if only you can cook the goat. And he was like, Robbie, the goats are also our brothers. He's like, Ayla is no accident. She is part of the grand design. I was like, we eat grass and berries.
Take her. That guy's crying. He's
so
got his daughter in this hand and he's wiping tears with this hand.
Or son, I don't know what it is. A child. There's a child.
Oh, it's my bad. I shouldn't have labeled it.
People is like clapping, and Matthew says we are descendants of cows. Guys. Yes, Undertaker hasn't said one word yet, by the way, guys. He has not said one word for his speech yet. Yeah, there's the thank yous.
Thank you, Taker.
Mm-hmm.
All right, is he going to say it? Whatever it is. Don't say it. You ever seen Monty Python and the it?
Yes, it. Don't say it.
Well, they don't say it. The word formerly known as it. Still hasn't talked.
He's still working on saying words. Okay, he
Oh,
finally made a noise.
He made a grunt.
He's like, okay, I gotta get my shit together here. Okay.
Show must go on. There he goes. He's talking.
It's gonna happen. What's
Here he
the first
goes.
word he's gonna say? For the last 30 years, my identity has been Undertaker. The Phenom. The Dead Man. The American Badass. The Taker of Souls. Tonight, I'm going to take you behind the curtain and meet the man under the black hat.
Mark Callaway.
Mark Callaway. He said he could have kept Mark Callaway hidden away for all the time, but he wanted to show everybody respect the way that they showed him respect. He loves the business with all his heart. It doesn't come without sacrifice. Sacrifice in the form of family, health, and privacy. He wouldn't be where he was today without the people in the ring and the people outside of it. So his first thank you is to the WWE Universe. That's his very first thank you. You're loyal, you're passionate. There was the motivation for him to do what he did. So tonight's just not about him, but it's about each and every one of them. Or the WWE Universe. We have Snot in the chat. Hey, Snot.
Hey, Snot.
How's it going? What was I go on Taker thinking DNA's speech? Not really. The fact that there isn't going to be any more Undertaker matches honestly sucks, says Snot.
All right.
1986. He's about 20. Who was David?
I don't know.
He's talking about what to do. He was a semester away from graduating college.
Uh-oh.
Sorry for that little pause there,
Spinning.
guys. We should be back, though. He's like, I don't know what to do. Should I go into basketball? He didn't know what to do. So he played basketball, and his opportunities after college were really promising. But basketball wasn't really what he wanted to do.
I wonder what he wanted to do.
I don't know. He's going to tell us. His heart was already into wrestling.
In 86, dang.
Piccolo says I wouldn't be where I am today. Simple. Matthew says Taker getting real. That's what he wanted to do with his life. He already knew it. Ooh. Teammates disappointed. Parents, what they're going to say. He was worried about all that when he was 20. Oh, it was
brother.
his brother.
Very religious family. Mark and David.
Mm-hmm. Right? Can't live your life for what your family or your teammates want you to do. You can't live your life for anyone but other than you, is what his brother told him. He knew what he wanted. He was going to become a professional wrestler. So he knew what he wanted at the age of 20 before he graduated college. Wasn't anything close to glamorous, he says. It was the only way he was going to find his true identity. He respected his parents. He didn't want to disappoint him, but he couldn't live his life how his parents wanted him to. He had to find himself. Face his failures and accountable for his actions. Chase his dreams without what other people thought, not thinking about what other
He
people
said,
thought.
fuck people.
Yeah, he said fuck people and their attitude and their cray-cray. His dreams led him to become the Undertaker. Y'all know my signature moves. Last Ride. Old School. The Tombstone.
Gonna be a motivational speaker when he gets older.
Isn't he already older?
Oh.
So y'all know his physical moves, but he's gonna reveal his mental moves now, which is creepy. But he's going to.
His bedroom moves later. That one's on pay-per-view.
On the porn station.
Poor Michelle.
One of the most important moves he made was from Vince.
The boss.
The boss. An enhancement match. A squash match. I mean, an enhancement match, he says. Who won? This local kid. More nervous. Get his one shot on TV. 3 is doing the best that he can. So the poor kid messed up a lot of his moves, and then the Undertaker started roughing him up. Oh, shit.
Vince is about to scold him.
Perception's reality. The reality is everyone out there in the arena and everyone backstage thinks you're an asshole. I knew he was right. I don't know if you've seen that match. Most of you probably weren't even born yet. If you'd seen it, you might have formed an opinion about him. The perception really is reality. Whether it was in the ring or outside the ring, his actions mattered. That's what he learned during that first match he had, that enhancement match that he had with that local kid.
She's like, oh, God.
He's talking about Stephanie right now.
Yeah.
He loves her and her family, and how he looks at her as a little sister and how he's stuck with her, but that's okay. He didn't forget about Shane. Oh, God. Shane drove him and the Godfather around.
Why he had to wear sunglasses at 2 a.m.? Because they're smoking weed the whole time.
Oh, jeez.
There's the Godfather.
He wore me out. Speaking of Godfather. Is Shane not there?
He's there. I don't know where he's at, but...
I may have said you're an influence, but not a positive one.
But an influence nonetheless.
Gallons of Jack Daniels. Being friends for 30 plus years. each other. They fight each other over hats, watches, anything you can imagine. But the reality, always knew you had my back.
That's why men fight.
Giving some respect to the Godfather there. Loves him a lot.
I have no idea who the BSK is.
Some stories he's talking about, he's taken to the graves. He's talking about Yokozuna,
Yeah.
the late great co-founder of the BSK. Drinking whiskey and playing dominoes. Be the beginning of a forever brotherhood with him doing those things, driving up and down the roads, drinking whiskey and playing dominoes. I was talking about who? Brian Crush Adams?
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Let's test.
Oh, God. So he's talking about how he had a surgery and his friend Brian talked him into coming to Florida to break bricks with their bare hands.
So for no other reason, just to say that we can do it.
He didn't know that was the last time they'd spend together, though. And then Brian had passed a few weeks later after his time with him.
He's crying again. A little bit.
He didn't know what made him say yes to it, but in this moment now he knows why. It all makes sense now. P. Cole's letting you know Yokozuna is part of the Anoa'i family. So he's in the family tree with Roman, the Usos, and Maka, etc.
Right.
Yeah, he knows who Yokozuna is, but just who is BSK? You know,
It's
what's
got to
BSK?
stand for something.
Licensed mortician.
Paul Bear. Yes.
You never think Undertaker without Paul Bearer. I guess he loved to play practical jokes on him. Oh no. Cucumbers! What a weird thing to put in somebody's drink. Who does that? Who puts cucumbers in a man's drink? An evil man. Ayla's like, is he talking? No, Ayla. No. So this guy that's talking is a big, huge guy in WWE as a wrestler. He's been around for 30
There's
years.
Kane.
And he is being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and he's giving his acceptance speech, you could say. So. The Brothers of Destruction. 2 decades of it. Mr. Mayor now. He'll tweet about it later if you don't.
Don't get hot.
Now he's still on my moves. He's giving Kate shit. Kate's all crying about it. Pico's like, pallbearer is originally from Mobile, Alabama. Pico says, oh, that's interesting. Glenn Jacobs in our chat. Hey, how's it going, man? Smiling. Mayor of Nashville, Glenn Jacobs. Pico says, Ayla, he's the Undertaker. Ayla's like, sounds like he's dying. It's almost like he's dying. It's kind of a huge retirement thing, and it's sad for a lot of people. Oh no, he learned it over cornbread.
Red beans and rice didn't miss her. Oh, baby.
Southern thing. Huge Southern thing. Uh-oh.
It did.
Boy, you paying your taxes? You gotta pay my taxes? His dad has some great advice for him. Just was telling him to remember that the toes that he steps on to the way to the top are the same asses he's going to have to kiss on the way down. So he's just talking about no matter who he came across, he would treat him with respect. That's what his daddy was trying to tell him. Luke's honey. BSK stands for Bone Street Crew. It was a group of wrestlers who were close friends, much like the Clique. But the members consisted of Taker, Godfather, Ron Simmons, Bradshaw, Teddy Long, and more. They were also the ones who ran the infamous Wrestlers Court, LOL. It was like, I only come here because I like you people in chat. I literally don't know anything about wrestling. Right? I love you too.
We love you more.
We're not gonna have a love fest. It's like I joined a book club, but I can't read. Right? Well, I know how I felt when I first got into it. I knew nothing, basically. I had to learn all this.
Almost 3 years later. Now you know everything.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't. I know nothing.
Ooh, Harley.
Like a steamboat. Because, like, there you go. Damn it, legends.
Now he's... Woo!
I don't know those people.
I don't know who Perry Jones. I know Bruce Pritchard is. Brother Love.
Every iconic look, huh? Good deal. See, they're thanking all the peeps that did his wardrobes. Uh-oh. As this Undertaker is like the Maynard of wrestling, Ayla. And no, I won't say that, Matthew. It was like, oh, okay, Matthew. That's something I can groove with. Pico's like, good point, Matthew.
It's the old cross eyes.
Pico's like, he's like the Jason Voorhees of wrestling because he never dies. He's like, yeah, he is legend of the business. Undertaker right now is just talking about WrestleMania 25 and his match with HBK.
When are you on tomorrow? HBK against Undertaker.
He's just talking about how
I love the watch. He gave him a watch.
How great their match supposedly was and all that stuff. Matthew says, Cola, that's brilliant. Ayla says, I'm what you'd call a poser, kind of, but I don't pretend to know anything. Matthew's like, a poser or groupie? I was like, Michael Myers is better, just saying. I was like, groupie. I'm a groupie. There you go. She's a wrestling groupie. But you know nothing about it.
He went over his 4 minutes.
Oh my god, how dare he?
Oh, the game is there.
He's talking about going to other WrestleManias.
That's what Hogan says about Triple H too.
Yeah.
That it's not even work.
That's good. He's talking about how Triple H gave him a huge boost in his confidence, reminding him who he was during that time period. Those words alone got him through his match and then through the rest of his career. He's talking about WrestleMania 28 and what they did on the stage and how proud he is that he got to share it with them. Maurice right behind Triple H.
Yeah, with The Miz and then the King.
Takes a lot of sacrifice. Pico says that moment was an end of an era. Yeah, that's what he said right after that. It was an end of an era at that moment.
Now he's doing his family.
Talking about his kids and thanking him and stuff. He's talking about his youngest daughter.
The dude.
He's got himself a little boy, huh?
It's like, my finger tastes better.
Uh-huh. People's like, look at that buzz cut on Colt.
Right?
That little kid,
He got his
right?
dad's haircut. He looks at his clock.
He's talking about a story he's going to share about who?
His parents' disappointment. Oh.
He's talking about how his mom's a pistol.
Here she comes.
He's talking about his mom. Oh, God. Oh, no. He still has story about his mom right now about when he was in a wrestling match in Texas with Sid Vicious.
That's how my mom got back from wrestling.
You wouldn't know how people would take you clap. Oh, your dad's dead? Can you get that damn ring? We did it. Telling his mama he loves her. Now it comes his wife. Gonna thank her.
Thanks, Godfather.
Making it for his bad reputation. Michelle didn't want to meet him because of it. I finally had to see. Yes.
Look at her.
She's just like, you're gonna pay later, sir. You're gonna pay later. Well, good for him bringing all Lord
It's an
and
old-
God into it.
An old ring of people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The new wrestlers probably don't even believe in God.
Right. People love the Taker went to church. That says Taker is doing an awesome job.
Uh-huh.
My iffy reputation of being my wife. You are my soulmate. Right now, Taker's just thanking Vince now for changing his life, giving him a chance, believing in him.
Vince is like his daddy.
A few pats, some hugs, and a whole lot of kicks happened. Oh no. You love me, but...
Body bag, casket match, buried alive, Hell in a Cell, boiler room brawl, Inferno, and a boneyard match. A Punjabi prison match.
You were the Undertaker, though. You had to be in those matches.
He's like, oh, he cares about me. Take a Rooney. Are you gonna do it now? Oh. Give us a take a Rooney.
What is that?
Well, the spin-a-Rooney is what Booker T does. It's this and then the backspin. And he's trying to get Undertaker to do it.
Oh.
Just a backspin.
Good deal. Just thanking Vince for the Undertaker, but thanking him for the... whatever. His friendship more. And he's telling the universe there's no one like you. Thank you for your unwavering support and respect you've given him all these years. And remember, you can't live your life for anyone other than you.
He's going to write a book.
Yep.
The 3 mental moves.
Make these mental moves in your life too. Perception
Is truth.
is reality. Respect and loyalty go a long way. And no matter what, never be content. You can find your own identity and be unapologetically you. Even if that means that you spend the next 30 years sitting up in caskets, burying people alive, and what did he say? Taking souls and...
Digging holes and taking souls.
Digging holes and taking souls.
It's over. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Thank you. As Piccolo says, that was Taker's TED Talk. Thanks for coming. Matthew says, taking souls and digging holes. Yes. Interesting, lovely speech from the Taker. Very eloquent. Very well thought out for most of his stuff that he said. As Matthew says, fucking awesome!
This just in, Undertaker signs with All Elite Wrestling. Break the news to us, Sophie.
Tell us. Matthew's like, LOL, cola. Good deal, huh? That's crazy. says, oh, Cola, haha, that was brilliant, Cola. Pickle's like, oh, hell no. The funeral march. Looks like, oh no, let's not encourage Sophie, please.
Is he going to put a hat on?
Which hat's he going to choose? Which one does he like the mostest? Which one's he going to take with him?
He's taking that jacket.
He's like, this is the jacket I like the mostest.
Hopefully this isn't impromptu and they actually fit him. It looks like it.
He's taking one of his jackets.
And the hat.
His hat. He's taking it with him. There
One
you
last
go.
time.
One last time. Matthew's like, no shit. There he is. There he goes.
Now hit that music one more time.
Right?
Oh!
Never say never. Ooh.
See? He's signing with AEW. Sting, you're next.
I was like, I wish he did the purple one.
Yeah, the original. That's one I was hoping to grab too.
Is it even up there?
That's the first one. The first one.
Oh, on the other end.
Yeah.
Maybe he likes that one better. Maybe he knew that one would fit better. Pickle says, I bet anyone who's seen Undertaker as a kid tried the eye roll in the back of the head thingy.
Right.
Snot says, never say never. Let's hope one more match. Luke says, we all know he'll be back for Saudi shows. Even if he doesn't wrestle, right? All right. That is the end. There he goes. Off into the sunset.
This is the end. The end, my friend. The end.
Matthew says, Ayla Undertaker has a black and purple outfit. He missed his chance. They should make all the lights go up.
Right.
All right.
Congratulations,
That
Undertaker.
end. Matthew says, "I'll stop speculating." It was like, oh man, that's too bad. Missed chances. Yeah. He didn't really miss that much. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight for SmackDown earlier today, and of course for the Hall of Fame that happened tonight. They did induct a few people, Steiner Brothers, some toilet paper lady named Sharmell. They did give the Road Warriors Hero Award to Chad Gaspard for, Shad Gaspard about his, heroic things to save his son, and unfortunately he died during those things. And then also they inducted Vader. And then, of course, everybody, what they were looking forward to.
Their favorite big dong.
Their favorite big dong, Undertaker.
The Undertaker.
So, he is officially now in the Hall of Fame, and he has given his speech, and I'm pretty sure at some point you'll be able to see it somewhere else. Snot says if you look at the outline for Seth versus mystery opponent, you can see it's Cody. Or looks like. It was like the end. See you tomorrow. Matthew says, when will you be on tomorrow?
All day. Who knows?
I don't know, Matthew.
You'll see my thing. I'll post it with a kind of a time. We're going to go on right when the wrestling starts.
Yeah. So we'll be on right when wrestling actually starts. So if there's wrestling in the pre-show, we'll probably start then. But if not, we'll probably start at the time that they're
8 p.m. Eastern, probably.
For the WWE WrestleMania. Now, we haven't really decided on NXT. I don't know when it starts earlier in the day. What time does it start?
1 Eastern.
1 Eastern.
11.
Okay. So, if we do NXT, Luke, it would be 1 Eastern time. Does it have a pre-show?
It does. But okay. I don't think there's going to be any matches, and if there is, I don't care.
Right.
They're just going to be doing recaps and stuff.
Right. So, if that's the case, we will, and hopefully we'll have some updates for it and stuff like that. All right, everybody. As Matthew says, now to the pastures.
Woo!
Okay, so we're going to leave. I'm sure a lot of you guys are tired. We're tired. And my butt is hot.
All right.